Hello, true believers. It's Kevin Given once again for Comics Let's Talk. I review comic books and have columns on two sites, the Comics for Sinners website and the Comics Crusaders website. Check them out. Check out my reviews and check out my columns. If you like what you read, let me know in the comments section below. If you don't like it, let me know too. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like. My comic book reviews for Comic Crusaders and Comics for Sinners. If you love comics as much as I do, you're going to subscribe to my channel. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe! And it's Christmas time, so this week's show is going to showcase the top 10 Christmas-themed comic books of all time. What are your favorite holiday spirit? Is it watching your favorite Christmas classics on TV? Eating your favorite food stuff? Watching horror movies that take place during the holidays? How about reading some comics? Forget old stuffy stories about humbugs and ghosts and consider instead reading some seriously good comic book reads that capture the holidays in only the way superheroes and capes can capture. There are books on this list that will imbibe you with the spirit of the season. So grab one of these books, brew yourself some tea, and get into some great holiday comic book reading. At number 10, in honor of Christmas, I give you Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Yes, I just said that. Let that sink in for a moment. Oh, and here's one more thing. The comic was based on the hit movie from 1964. Oh my God, did I just say that too? I think I had too much eggnog, but it's all true. This was released in 1964 from Dell. The basis is Santa gets kidnapped from Earth by the aliens so their kids can get presents. Not really sure what toys alien kids get, but I guess someone had to make the movie. In terms of value, there are not a lot of those out there, and the few that are around the $50 mark. And good luck trying to find one in good shape. So do you want this for your collection? I'm not going to judge you. Someone out there may make an argument that if the Claus series by Boom really takes off, everyone is going to want all the Santa appearances. Oh God, I gotta refill my eggnog. Have a great Christmas, everyone. From the CBSI family. Coming up on number 9. And we're going to talk about a new release. This is Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, Zero's Journey. Coming from Tokyo Pop, when Jack Skellington's faithful pet Zero gets lost, the ghost pup must get the help of the residents of Christmastown to find his way back. With Halloween plans on hold while Jack mounts a search, will they be reunited in time to save both holidays? Explore the magical realm of Halloween Town and Christmas Town through the eyes of Zero as he tries to find his way home in an unfamiliar world. This graphic novel includes the FCBD issues 0, plus 1 through 4, as well as bonus material from writer DJ Milky and artists Dan Connor, David Hutchinson, Kiyoshi Ari, and Ki Ishiyama. Looking at number 8, punk rock comic book writer Grant Morrison partnered with Boom Studios to create a 6-issue miniseries simply titled Claus, a story about the origins of Santa Claus before he became a jolly, present-delivering holiday crusader. Instead, the eponymous Claus is a Viking crusader who battles evil in a fantasy Conan the Barbarian-type world. Morrison reportedly dug into Santa Claus's Viking and Nordic heritage to craft the bloody warrior who would become Saint Nick. Surprisingly, Claus is a trippy, violent Game of Thrones-esque joy only the avant-garde Grant Morrison and Dan Mora could deliver. It will certainly make you appreciate Santa Claus in a new light, if not with a new respect considering the amount of raider hordes he's cut down in the name of justice. At number 7, Spider-Man's Tangled Web, number 21. 'Twas the Fight Before Christmas, written by the late Darren Cook with art from Jay Boone. This was a Christmas-themed one-off that centered around the mishaps occurring at a Daily Bugle Christmas party. As Peter Parker runs out of the office to get last-minute Christmas presents from Mrs. Jameson's at the behest of his boss, Jay Jonah, he ends up dragging in holiday hijinks from the likes of Medusa, Crystal, and the Fantastic Four. Cook's fun holiday story has only gotten better with age, and seeing these heroes engaged in some lighthearted holiday fun with each other harkens back to the Bruce Timm and Paul Dini-style storytelling seen in DC's animated universe. We're up to number 6, Giant Days 2016 Holiday Special number 1. As one of the best comics for young adults, Giant Days hits all the right notes with its first double-sized holiday special. A retelling of It's a Wonderful Life, this alternate reality story imagines what it would be like if the 3 central heroines of the comic, Esther, Susan, and Daisy, never became friends in the first issue of the series. The result is a hilarious look at the slice-of-life college adventures of the three friends during the holidays, only their rivals rather than best buds. As a classic story retold through a millennial lens, Giant Days has the pleasure of being the best holiday special in recent memory. Now we're at number 5, Hellboy, A Christmas Underground. It's simply well suited for Yuletide stories. A Christmas Underground in particular is a beloved Hellboy holiday story which tells the story of a dying woman who mistakes Hellboy for Santa and asks to see her daughter one last time before she passes. Unfortunately, her daughter becomes possessed and married a rat demon. Hellboy, doing his best job as Santa, agrees to exorcise the spirit of her daughter so that two could be reunited one last time. Short and sweet, Mignola's Christmas special feels like a classic fairy tale retold with demons and ghosts. Perfect for the holidays. At number 4, Batman, The Long Halloween. Jeff Loeb's beloved Batman graphic novel, The Long Halloween, begins at a Godfather-style wedding in June, but true to its name, it starts ramping up during the holidays when a mysterious villain called the Holiday Killer begins attacking and murdering prominent members of Gotham High Society on key dates like Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Over the course of a year, Batman becomes a true detective and races against the clock to solve the ongoing murders. As a true noir detective story filled with Tim Sale's expressionistic art style that captures Gotham's gothic winter, The Long Halloween is one of the best holiday stories set in the Batman universe. Coming in at number 3, Dark Horse Comics released an adaptation of a Christmas classic with a twist. A Christmas Carol, The Night That Changed the Life of Eliza Scrooge, takes Dickens' tale and swaps Ebenezer for a woman. Eliza Rod Espinosa, who does the adaptation and art, keeps the spirit of the original story by making the text and character designs in the vein of the Victorian era, but has enough modern elements that kids won't be put off. It's a new, fun take on a classic that I'm really surprised has not been done before. Dark Horse has it available as a hardcover or digital, depending on you or your recipient's preference. The number 2 comic book for the holiday season? Batman Noel. It's an original graphic novel written and illustrated by Lee Bemigio, who previously did the art for Joker. It's based on Charles Dickens' classic novel, A Christmas Carol, and features characters from both Dickens and the Batman mythos. Like Joker, the story is narrated by one of the Clown Prince's henchmen. During winter in Gotham City, a financially struggling man named Bob, who works as a delivery man for the Joker, finds a package full of money in a trash can, but almost immediately, Batman, referred to as Scrooge by the narrator, attacks him and demands to know where the Joker is. When Bob tells him that he doesn't know, Batman lets him go, but secretly attaches a tracer to him as he returns home to his son, Tim. Back at the Batcave, Bruce watches Bob and his son, informing Alfred that he intends for the father to be arrested, so his son has no choice to follow in his footsteps. During this, Bruce constantly coughs, implying that he is catching a cold. Alfred then reminds Bruce that a similar plan led to his former partner Robin losing his life. Afterwards, Bruce sees a vision of Robin playing the role of Jacob Marley, which disturbs him throughout the rest of the night. Rob Patty of Ain't It Cool News called Batman Noel an instant classic, complimenting Bermigio's kinetic artwork and his ability to keep the story grounded while deftly transcending reality. Sean Morrissey of Outer Realm Comics was less impressed, saying that it is a good read, but it's all thanks to the source material, and that the overly realistic art ruins the comic book fantasy. And finally, the number 1 comic book for the holiday season, A Christmas Carol. Unlike DC Comics, Marvel took the classic Charles Dickens tale and adapted it directly in their Marvel Classics Illustrated number 36. From Times Union and Chad Burdett, not to be outdone, Marvel has also done many adaptations and stories that use the tropes of this Dickens classic. Back in 1978, Marvel Comics published their adaptation of A Christmas Carol. The dynamic art and storytelling style brought the tale to life in a way unlike the somewhat stiff Classics Illustrated books had done. The comic book style was not changed in deference to the classic stature of the story, but retained and used to make the story more fun and atmospheric. Dickens' cautionary tale of a miser, Ebenezer Scrooge, who is visited on Christmas Eve by the ghost of his late partner, Jacob Marley, now condemned to eternal damnation for his life of greed, then by 3 ghosts, Christmas past, present, and future, who remind him of the man he was in his youth, show him the examples of his good-hearted staff and family in the present, and warn him of his imminent death, dying alone, hated and despised, should he not mend his ways. That's from Comic Vine. And Adventures Holiday Special number 1. There's something about Batman comics that's perfect for winter. As a comic book universe with a dark disposition, its characters lend themselves well to the cold holiday season. Even stories set in the relatively lighter DC animated universe, the Batman Adventures Holiday Special is the first comic book holiday tie-in for Batman the Animated Series. Written by show writer Paul Dini and featuring illustrations by Bruce Timm, Holiday Special features 6 different holiday-themed stories starring characters like Batgirl, Harley and Ivy, and Mr. Freeze. I review comic books and have columns on 2 sites: the Comics for Sinners website and the Comics Crusaders website. Check them out. Check out my reviews and check out my columns. If you like what you read, let me know in the comments section below. If you don't like it, let me know too. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like. My comic book reviews for Comic Crusaders and Comics for Sinners. If you love comics as much as I do, you're going to subscribe to my channel. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe! I also have my own franchises now: Adolescent Radioactive Samurai Platypi and Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter. They're available on Comics Central, Indie Planet, and Comixology. Check them out. Stay tuned to this broadcast for more information. Also, like the Facebook pages for each franchise for more information. Check out my Patreon site for some neat original artwork and shows that you won't find on YouTube. There are many other comic books available on Indie Planet and Drive-Thru Comic Books of the Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter franchise. The latest comic book is Dracula Rising. We're on issue 2. Issue 1 was drawn by Dennis Magnet, who since had to move on to other projects. So my new artist is Rodolfo Ezequiel. Going to show you some panels from his artwork right now. Rodolfo is an excellent artist, and these are panels that he has drawn for the Dracula Rising number 2 issue. There's also an animated trailer out. Let's take a look at a little bit of the animated trailer.
Who are you? Your worst nightmare.
I think you dropped these.
Thanks.
You're not very good at this, are you?
I'm Carl Vincent.
Another vampire hunter wannabe. Do you know how many of you that I've killed? You can't leave yet. The party's just begun.
I hope to use this trailer to sell the project to maybe Adult Swim or Cartoon Network or something like that. Until next time, this is Kevin Given saying so long, and keep reading those comics.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. The tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a